Good afternoon, everybody. I was listening carefully to the interactions going on. I think there is a lot of difference between the way medicine students, medicine people, and the other areas of knowledge experts use the nomenclature in the domain of research. Let us start with the term methodology. Methodology just cannot be used as a very loose word. It is a term with specific meaning. Methodology and method are two different terms. We cannot confuse between the two. Method is tool, it is way of doing. That is logically the meaning. Methodology is the science of ways of doing. It's a knowledge, it is science. The methodology cannot be confused with methods and techniques. This is one clarification I have to make. And then data and knowledge. These are entirely two different categories. They have been finding in various contexts. People use data as processed, inferred, generalized, source. That's not accepted in the domain of research. Data is a word that would indicate a compendium of indicators. It becomes a compendium of indicators only for knowledgeable people. It's not a store of indicators for every A, B or C. It's with knowledge you see the data and then you are able to identify indicators. Indicators are signifiers and then signified is already there in your mind because you have the required knowledge base. And knowledge base is hierarchical. There are different layers of knowledge. Depending upon the layer concerned, you are able to identify your indicators and you are able to convert them into signifiers. That is, signified undergoes improvement systematically. Okay. And then a research question is rendered plausible based on your knowledge base. Someone who asks a question can be a commonsensical question for a person who is having very up-to-date knowledge base. One is indulging in the gray area and he or she is having totally different questions. And that kind of a person would find many a question utterly obsolete. So we have to be up to date about our research questions. First we should ask, is this a genuine research question? How do we identify that? How will we be able to identify this only through thorough updating of knowledge? So first, we should ask the question and then go around reading and understanding things, and then you will soon get convincing answers. And then still you should be able to ask, because every answer has to be considered as an object to be cognitively encountered. You have to ask questions. Research is not to repeat the existing knowledge, but to reject it. But you should have a reason to rejected, for which you should be able to ask questions. And science is the result of a rejection of the existing questions. So genuine research will not repeat the existing answers, but will reject them. Then we shouldn't be confused between searching for certain techniques and then searching for new knowledge. So for example, see, one of our friends asked for helping an old person to identify the medicine. It's a simple issue, and then the answer was given that you identify a container, a given kind of tablet would be kept in a given kind of box. So the person will search for that box. Okay, this is the morning box, or this is the medicine that contains medicine of the noon box, or evening box, or night box. Simple. This is not the outcome of research. And also the output of research, or the outcome of research. Outcome of research is not a kind of simple narration. It has to be explanation with the proof. Then only it becomes solid knowledge. Science is explanation with the proof. It doesn't mean that will last till the sun and moon last. Science is science because it's amenable to falsification. It's amenable to improvement. That which cannot be changed is not science. Are you giving a scientific explanation or not? Is a research question. Is the scientific question. A friend was asking whether one kashayam is having better efficacy than another. So Dr. Jalil and then a PDF scholar said, see, there is only one scientific way of approaching it. They identify the active principle, it's molecular, and then you have to study the context of the molecule, the biochemical context, and then search for the results in both the cases. But remember, human body is an ensemble of unevenness. You do not find A is equal to B in the case of anybody who is studying. So therefore, we talk about personalized medicine these days. Every individual is different from the other, but we have certain commonalities, and therefore one can think of an active principle. First, you ask the question what it means. What it means will not give you a scientific result. You can only describe it. You cannot explain anything. But you will be able to explain when you ask the question how it works. How a given molecule works in a given situation. You may have various explanations around it. Explanations relating to molecular physics, explanations relating to molecular chemistry. It goes like that. Unless you are able to study things at this basic level, you won't be able to come out with scientific answers. A homeopathy, a friend was asking about this. I do not know how homeopathy medicine can be subjected to analysis of this kind. You don't have an identifiable particle in the medicine concerned. How will you study biochemistry of that? It has to be understood in an altogether different way. So scientific study is universally accepted. A study going to the basic constituents, irreducible minimum constituents. And first, give the answer, what it means. Okay? It will give you a description. This description in terms of knowledge science is called ontology. It's just an ontology. And it has to be methodologically converted into epistemologically valid piece of knowledge. These are two terms which a researcher should be clear. What ontology means and what epistemology means, or how ontology has to be converted into epistemology. Methodological training involves all these. Methodology just doesn't mean understanding techniques of data collection. It's not even analysis of data. Data collection, data organization, data sorting, data classification, then conversion of them into tabular organization or graphical representation. All these are techniques. They may help you make inferences. Inferences do not constitute knowledge. Inferences are pieces of information. One has to understand the entanglement of inferences, the coherence of inferences, and then you reach a point where you are able to make certain specific theorization. It's a theory specifically related to the context. Now, one can have examples from physics or any other science. I'm not saying that it's that easy to go there, but just as Newton talked about the specific theory of gravity, and then from specific theory of gravity, he articulated a mathematical path to the general theory of gravity. Einstein's specific theory of relativity. And from specific theory of relativity, Einstein articulated a mathematical hypothetical deductive procedure to the general theory of relativity. One has to deduce an explanation with the proof in this specific context, and one should have sufficient intellectual reason for making a universal generalization about it. That's how science grows. So methodological training would involve understanding the process of the production of knowledge. And it is the science of production of knowledge that one has to understand as part of methodology. With these words, I conclude.